Hi everyone, Yvan Desjardins with Remax. I'm here to give you the monthly stats for the month of April 2020. But before I start this, stay tuned till the end of this video. I'll give you my thoughts after the stats on the world economy and what's going on, and with this lockdown. I'll give you my 2 cents on this and see if we can make sense of all of this. Anyway, the amount of listings right now, we're at 127 listings in Halton Hills, which is down a little bit from last month. Last month, if my memory is right, we were at 132. One reason for this is that there's a lot of listings that have expired that they've listed, let's say, in January, and they were on for 60 days, 90 days, and now the 90 days has passed, and they've decided not to renew or not to list at this point with the current conditions. So that is probably one of the big factor right there why we haven't built on the inventory of listings. Certainly not because of the sales, because we're down in sales. I'll get to that in a minute. The average list price in Halton Hills is still quite high. It's at $1.3 million. You've got to remember that takes care of all the properties that it could be $1.5 million, $2 million. Everything is counted in there. So there's very little in the lower price range. So that's and the average days on the market right now is 56 days. So that's quite a bit of time compared to what we had before, when we have the market that is going much faster than this. So anyway, the sales last year were 82 sales sold in 17 days. So as you can see, the market was quite fast last year. And I'm not even going back to, let's say, 18 or even 17. It'd probably be even faster than that. If I can remember, I think at one point they were sold like in a week in 17. So anyway, and the list price, the sale price last year was 861, versus this year the sale price is 763. So that's because we're selling mainly lower price home. So the ones that are selling at this point are mainly lower priced home. So the sales for 2020 so far the past month of April, it was 32, which is 60% down from last year in terms of volume. And it sold in 22 days. So we're down in volume this month. But maybe we are up a little bit from March, because March was actually a little slower than this. And interestingly, the houses that have sold, the 32 homes that have sold, 24 of them were under 800,000. So as you can see, the market is going in the lower price range in terms of townhouse, condos, and stuff like that. But when it comes to higher price home, only 3 homes over $1 million sold this month, and just barely over $1 million, like 1,160,000. So you know, the properties at $1.5 million or $2 million right now are not selling right now. So anyway, with that said, the coronavirus or the lockdown has really affected the real estate market. It's really affected all industries, basically. I keep a close eye on the stats, what's going on worldwide, but I follow also a lot of the stats on what's going on in the United States, because that's probably the biggest country or the biggest economy in the world. So that's interesting. Like last month, I think there was like 30 million people that have applied for an employment, and a lot of them were not even eligible. So there's a lot of disruption, let's just put it this way, with this lockdown. And there's a lot of tension within the community, either here in Canada or even in the States. They said, I think in April, 45% of the people weren't able to pay their rent, mortgage payment, whatever. And they say like 65% this month. So I think we're going to see a lot of backlash, all of this. And I have to put a little humor into this here. I don't know who writes these articles, but I've got an article here that a friend of mine sent me. It's TD Now is forecasting that the home prices is to increase by 7.8% in 2020. Where is that going to happen? How is that going to happen? Just give me a sec here. My computer froze here a little bit. I should be able to open that up here in a minute. There you go. Sorry about that. I lost my screen here for a minute. So anyway, this article says TD is forecasting home prices to increase by 7.8% in 2020. I mean, okay, maybe you're dreaming. A lot of people have lost their home. I read another article also how much there's super hosts or people that have Airbnb places, and it's not rare to see someone owning 10, 15, 20 properties, and now they can't rent them, and they still have to pay the mortgages. So if they start dumping their properties, there's going to be a lot of houses on the market when the market reopens. So how can the prices go up by 7.8%? To me, it doesn't make sense here. Anyway, there's a lot of things going on. We live in an economy where we can't get rid of oil. There's so much oil in this world right now, but yet, the stock market keeps on going up. Like a friend of mine told me one time, he says, it's almost like you throw a ball up in the air and you look at it and it keeps on going up. The stock market has rebounded. And basically also last night I saw this other article also, very funny. The month of April was the best market we've ever had, stock market that we've had since 1987. Yes, I said 1987. That's over 33 years ago. That's the best month we've ever had. And yet the businesses are closed. The retail business is not working. How can that be? Well, a lot has to do with the feds that they printed about $4 trillion so far that they're telling us. And like I said, it took trillions to prop up a little bit the stock market. It's certainly not because of car sales, because car sales are almost zip, nil, nothing. As you can see, houses, people still have to put a roof over their head. So that's why the lower price homes are selling. So I don't know what to make heads or tail with this economy. Like I said, I think there's going to be more stats coming in now that we're entering the month of May. We're going to get the stats from April. And I don't think they're going to be all good. So anyway, if you have any thoughts, comments, whatever, please share and or send me an email back, send me a text, give me a phone call. I'd love to hear from you, and let me know what you think of what's going on. Or if you have any question on real estate, feel free to call. I'll be there to answer your call. In the meantime, stay safe. Try to have a great day, even though you have to stay inside, and we'll talk to you soon.